Things have been looking on the up for Box Hill over the last few weeks. A number of big name signings brought both back to the club and indeed brand new faces for Bobby Stravkovsky. And they'll be hoping to continue their good recent run tonight in round 13 of NPL Women's Victoria. And they take on the struggling Bentley Greens. We're underway here at Wembley Park. My name is Oscar Rutherford. Thank you for your company in this game between the two teams who are stuck on the lower end of the NPL Women's Victoria ladder heading into the weekend. But very much a chance for Box Hill in particular to make their way up into the middle of the pack and right back in the mix for finals. Box Hill coming into tonight's game off the back of a thrilling 4-3 win over Brunswick Juventus. Bobby Stravkovsky has made 3 changes to the 11, which picked up those 3 points, with Devin Jackson and Belinda Stojcevski neither available for selection in tonight's squad. Also, Elwyn Parbury, another one of the mid-season signings, will start tonight from the bench. As a result, into the 11 for Box Hill, Chiara Lettieri, Olivia Johnston and Aska Doi all make the start. Here we see a couple of the more recent additions to the Box Hill team, Holly Murray and Sophia Sakalis combining. As is, of course, perhaps the biggest name of them all, Rihanna Polosina. And there's an early chance down the right-hand side for the hosts. Chiara Lettieri goes one way, then the other. Good defending from Maddie Cook. But an early corner for Box Hill. The Greens unchanged to their starting 11 following last week's 4-1 defeat at the hands of South Melbourne. Nathan Maharana keeping the faith with this team. Team which has been really struggling over the last couple of months. See the charge into the box from Polosina. And it will end in a repeat corner that Sophia Sakalis will go on over to take. Sakalis preparing the more direct route this time round. Meets the head of Zoe Hudson. And eventually the Greens get the ball clear, though only as far as Liv Ellis. Long ball sent back inside. It's Melissa Barbieri who comes and claims the recent addition in goal for the Greens. Just going through the rest of the Box Hill team in goal: Natasha Stathopoulos, number 2 Laura Pickett, number 4 Liv Ellis, 5 Chiara Lettieri, 6 Zoe Hudson, 7 Rihanna Polosina, 12 Bridie Cooling, 14 Aska Doi, 16 Liv Johnston, 22 Holly Murray, and as you've seen, 99 Sophia Sakalis. The Greens, meanwhile, that unchanged 11, as we've already seen, get involved. In goal is Melissa Barbieri. Number 5 is Sarah Johnston. Number 6 Sienna Fogarty. 10 Liv Bomford. 12 Maeve Brown. 13 Jazz Kane Edwards. 14 Izzy Fernandez, 18 Maddie Cook, 19 Helena Errington, 20 Candice Kilderry, and 22 Juan Hun. Here is Maeve Brown in the right fullback position for the Greens, looking to break a losing run they've been enduring over the last couple of months. 8 consecutive losses for Nathan Mayorana's team. It's not a simple proposition tonight's game with this quite suddenly star-studded Box Hill lineup. We're seeing a bit of early possession. Laura Pickett, one of the returning players following the conclusion of the A-League women's season. Now Hudson plays it through towards Aska Doi. Doi back out to the right-hand side. The cross in. It's a decent one, but a little bit too much in the end, and beyond the reach of Olivia Johnston arriving on that left-hand side. So a good bit of territory control in the opening minutes for the host, Box Hill. They've been finding the back of the net plenty of times over the last few weeks. It's just a question of shoring up that defence, really, if they are to pick up a few more sets of 3 points. Bentley attempt to play out from the back. They got through that first couple of passes, but then give it away. This is Doi. Looking for Holly Murray. uses her intelligently. It's a heavy touch from Natasha Stathopoulos. And Joanne Hunt across inside. Jerry was there. And somehow Box Hill get the ball away. It's a golden chance gone begging for the Bentley Greens. Ball through here for Ascadoy. Cuts back inside. Creates a little bit of a chance on the right boot. And wins her side of corner, so end-to-end stuff from Box Hill. And survived that early scare, Natasha Stathopoulos. Just working her way into the game tonight. That heavy touch. Inviting the pressure, and Candice Kildare very nearly made it 2 goals in 2 weeks for her new club, the former FV emerging forward. Again, the combination between Sakalis and Policina. Policina's shot is blocked on its way through. So I think we're up to already 4 Box Hill corners, piling on the early set piece pressure. Policina this time looks towards the edge of the area. And the shot that came in from Bridie Cooling was blocked soon after it left the number 12's boot. And Bentley do come away with the throw in the end, so a bit of a chance to relieve the pressure. Having dealt with the first few forays forward for Box Hill. Murray pinches it back from Johnston, and now the reverse pass from Doy is a good one. Holly Murray played the last A-League Women's season at Canberra. There was Liv Ellis. You can see the intent of Box Hill, really trying to pin back Bentley in the opening exchanges. Some clever footwork from Liv Bomford draws the foul. Referee tonight in the middle of the park, Jackson Landy, well aware, or very much keeping his eye on things in the middle of the park. This is Kane Edwards now for Bentley, who we've seen already in their passages of possession. Will be looking to play some nice football from the back. Happy to be patient and build things up slowly. As the Greens have been on a bit of a losing run over the last couple of months. Box Hill, they've a bit more up and down, but when you look back, it's just the 1 defeat in their last 6 games. It's a fairly promising record, and not what you'd perhaps expect when you see a team 4th from bottom, but it tells you that they're heading in the right direction, Bobby Stravkovski's team. And tonight could lift them up a couple of places. This is Doy. It's a nice pass into Policina. The shot on the outside of the post. It's a really positive early chance. And plenty of involvement from Rihanna Policina in particular. Here she is again on the ball. Twisting one way, then the other. Elena Errington comes away with it and again looks to set away Juan Hun. Laura Pickett has been alert to that danger in the opening minutes of this game. Cooling. Out towards Olivia Johnston. Coming away with it instead is Sarah Johnston for Bentley. Now Pickett. Looks out to the right-hand side. Cara Lettieri's been heavily involved in the first 10 minutes of this game. It will be a Box Hill throw on that far side of the pitch where we've seen the majority of the early play. And we will now have a set piece chance for Box Hill. The foul called so that Rihanna Policina can make her way over and send this one into the penalty area. Rihanna Policina sends it in. First touch, I think, came from Maeve Brown. And the attempted clearance doesn't get too far from Kane Edwards. Chance kept alive with the cross into the area. Policina looks to tee up Sakalis. And it's been called back for a handball. Just on the edge of the area, so our referee took a few moments to think about the decision before he indeed awarded the free kick. What looks to be just outside the penalty area. So a little bit of fortune in that for Bentley. And it really has been just a barrage of set piece situations to start off this game. This one's taken short towards Policina, who goes for that near side corner. And sharp reactions at the back for Bentley to get the ball clear. We all saw exactly where Policina was headed. Her and Sakalis combining for just about every attack the Box Hill managed. And here's the counter attack, which will be led by Kildare. Looks to send it away for Bomford. Coming across was Ellis, though. Now Sakalis uses Doy. Got big shoes to fill in the form of Devin Jackson, who's talking about hitting the ground running. Of course, did score that hat-trick against South Melbourne a few weeks ago, Devin Jackson. This is Melissa Barbieri for Bentley. Looking for Bomford. Murray put her head in and came away with the ball. Very much the pattern that you can probably expect to see for a large portion of this game having taken shape, as we see that touch from Kane Edwards. Found its way to Doy, but the attempted through ball had a little bit too much juice on it. But expecting to see a lot of the game perhaps played in the Bentley Greens half of the ground. And the setup, the strategy very much to pounce on the counter-attack, as we've seen them attempt to do with the likes of Bomford and Kildare and Hun. Quite possibly should have a goal to their name as a result of those efforts. That chance still as close as either team has come, although Rihanna Policina has caused some real challenge for the Melbourne City teammate in Melissa Barbieri. See Fernandez here. Ball taken off her toes by Murray. And now Doy. Carlos with the crossfield ball out towards Lettieri. Policina making the run. Still going is Rihanna Policina. Uses the winger. And Lettieri Smith hitting that cross into the penalty area. Well, after fairly relentless start to this game, Bentley do look to have at least survived the most vicious part of the early storm. And though the attempts to play out are unsuccessful, at least initially, hoping to change that is Sienna Fogarty. It'll be a major challenge for the Greens. They're happy to sit back and absorb that pressure, but are they able to relieve their defence often enough? You've got the likes of Policina just constantly trying to pick holes in it. Expecting it to be a long and difficult night if you're a Greens defender based on the first 15 minutes. Barbieri looks towards Fernandez. Cut out by Olivia Johnston. Now Murray. Her pass is into the path of Errington. Winning it back is Helena Errington. One of several players who featured in the A-League Women's season just gone. With Wellington Phoenix was Errington. Now Kane Edwards. See the midfielder dropping back to support the attempts to pick their way through Box Hill. And Errington attempting to make that crucial step out of defence. Holly Murray was there to deny her. Now Sakalis creates some space on her right, looks to play it through towards Policina. It was a very clever idea, you saw. Difficult to get that pass exactly right. Fernandez asked to chase. And the call is a Box Hill throw going the way of Bridie Cooling. As much as the Greens have been struggling for points, they've gone over 2 months since they added to their tally in NPL Women's Victoria. They will take hope from a couple of different things. See if Kildare making her way forward. And firstly, that they have started to find their way to goal a bit more often in the last couple of weeks, scoring against both South Melbourne and Burundara. It has been their main challenge in season 2024, the Bentley Greens. It's finding the back of the net. The 9 goals in 12 games to the tally of the team in green tonight. I'm just having a bit of a pause for a little bit of a potential injury concern. Looks to be Laura Pickett, feeling a little worse for wear, but for now at least is good to continue. She's already shown her importance to the team, Laura Pickett, since returning to Box Hill, and indeed tonight. The other thing, though, that will give the Greens belief that they can get something out of tonight is that one of their 2 wins this season did come against Box Hill. Albeit a very looking team, as we see Rihanna Policina play the ball out to Murray and crosses it back into the middle. The shot came in and it's found its way into the back of the net. Olivia Johnston is the scorer. I think it caught a deflection on its way past Melissa Barbieri and into that far corner. And Box Hill have a deserved early lead for their dominance at the start of this game. Looks a little bit unconventional. The run from Holly Murray really catching out the Bentley Greens defence. So things going very much to plan so far for Bobby Zdravkovski's team. Already going better than they did when these teams met back in round 2 of this season. That was a 1-0 win for Bentley thanks to a late Liv Bomford free kick. But as we saw in that last passage of play, this Box Hill team is a stronger one now than it was then. This is Juan Hun. Thinks about the cross first time, instead manufactures a bit of space. and then goes herself, but that's a strong claim from Natasha Statopoulos. Well, the challenge for Bentley just got a lot more significant. And at the very least, they'll need to score for a third successive game if they are to get something out of tonight's contest. I mentioned how tight things are in the middle of the pack in NPL Women's Victoria. Box Hill sitting in 9th at the start of tonight with that goal. As things stand, they'd be jumping up into 7th, leapfrogging both Alamein and FE Emerging. And yeah, they're just 6 points outside of one of the top 4 slots. And the season's still very much alive for the team in blue tonight. That's a very nice run. And strike 2 from Olivia Johnston. Managed to give a big opportunity tonight. And has been taking it early with her name on the score sheet. Shooting at a goalkeeper who's more than twice her age in the form of Melissa Barbieri. Policina, who's been just relentlessly getting involved in these Box Hill attacks. You can see that pretty much every time they go forward, Box Hill, they're looking for their number 7. And you can see why, the quality she has on the ball. Sort of part of that Melbourne City team for the last few years. Well, has, during the A-League off-seasons, been generally playing in NPL New South Wales with Apia Leichhardt. Now opting to stay in Victoria for the winter. Well, everyone who watches NPLW Victoria is the beneficiary of that choice. And the combinations that she's been putting together with Sakalis have been a real treat in the first 22 minutes of this game. Now Fogarty for the Greens. It's a nice ball over the top, hoping for Fernandez to get onto it. There was just a little bit of uncertainty as to whether it would be Stathopoulos or Laura Pickett to get that ball away. It ended up in the goalkeeper's gloves. Carlos looks out to the left-hand side. The initial touch from Brown was only as far as Policina. And the attempted exchange is cut out by Sarah Johnston now. The veterans in the middle of the park for Bentley. Again, the Pythagoras numbers converge to quickly win back possession. Policina looking towards Doi. Melissa Barbieri quick off her line. Quick to restart play as well. Bomford's touch finds its way through to Kildare. Back to Liv Bomford. Of those 9 goals, number 10 for the Greens, Olivia Bomford has scored 4 of them. She really has made her name in NPL Victoria over the last few years. Of course with Bayside and now Bentley. It's been a difficult season for most of the Greens, including those up top who have spent a lot of the games feeling fairly isolated, you'd imagine at least. Johnston's cross inside, no one home, and cross much too close to the byline, so it's out for a goal kick for the Greens. It's the only fixture in NPL Women's Victoria tonight, but it is a stacked Saturday of action coming your way tomorrow. The Royals host Calder, Alamein, Burundara. Big one, South Melbourne hosting Preston, and Brunswick Juve welcoming FB Emerging to CB Smith in a preview of their cup clash next midweek. This is Murray. Now Sakalis goes herself from range. And Melissa Barbieri scrambling for just a moment. Sakalis very much capable from those kinds of distances. Rounding out the round of NPL Women's Football will be on Monday night at the Village when Heidelberg welcome Bentleigh Lions. Bentleigh, who along with Bandura booked their spot in the semi-finals of the Nike Cup in midweek. Bentley now will try their luck from deep once more. Ball out from Barbieri. Finds Brown, and now Fogarty up towards Fernandez. And now the Greens, and you hear the instructions, pretty much all of the players to very quickly push up and take advantage of the ball being deep in the Box Hill half. Hudson. Carlos out towards Lettieri. Shara Lettieri does well to win out. Carlos inside towards Policina with the left. Never looked especially comfortable with that strike. With 26 minutes gone, you do wonder how much Bentley might be ruining that early chance. Gone begging. Goalkeeping error created the opportunity. Since then, we've hardly seen forays into the penalty area of Box Hill. So you can see that the intensity hasn't dropped for Pythagoras since that opening goal. Looking to take advantage of their dominance and add to the score sheet. So Carlos's ball in is plucked from the air by Barbieri. Holly Murray worked her way into a bit of space. Policina goes to Sakalis. Well marshalled by Johnston though. No chance for Sarah Johnson to carry it forward. It was the foul from Liv Ellis. It was a positive passage of play from the Bentley midfielder. As much as we talk about the scoring struggles for Bentley, look at the opposition. Box Hill keeping teams out has been a real struggle this season. Just the one clean sheet to their name in 2024. That coming here against Heidelberg a bit over a month ago in what was a 3-0 win for Box Hill. And the more impressive performances of the campaign. And they conceded 3 goals in 3 of their last 4 games. So this game far from done and dusted with that opener from Box Hill. Ball one back high up by Policina, but Johnston did well, and now Bomford. Policina tracking back and winning the ball. Kane Edwards and Murray do battle. And now Doy sends it out to Johnston. This is Sakalis. Quickly closed down by a combination of Johnston and Fogarty. And in the end, Sphere Sakalis was able to get the shot away, but from a very difficult position and without a whole lot of space. Chance to break for Bentley now. A return pass to Bomford. Works out in the end. It's good hassling from Ellis, though, to win the ball back. That's fallen into the path of Sakalis. Loses out to Sarah Johnston. And now Kildare goes long over the top towards Izzy Fernandez. Fernandez is on a tight angle. Had to take the shot with Hudson closing down. It's never especially likely from that kind of angle. And the result is a Box Hill goal kick. Well, they've done a good job at playing out from the back so far, Box Hill. Haven't had a whole lot of trouble getting the ball forward and keeping possession. See Rihanna Policina popping up here, there, everywhere. Certainly given free rein by Bobby Stravkovsky to go where she feels she can best influence the game. This is Hudson, the American national, brought into the club for this season. That was cleverly done by Ellis. Policina out towards Olivia Johnston, who sent it back inside. Coming away with the ball is Errington. Playing Errington's pass. Looked to have wrong-footed Bridie Cooling, who recovered really well. Had the pace to get away from Kildare. This has been a better few minutes for the Greens. Ball spending much more time in the middle of the park as we see Errington trying her best to keep the ball in play. And the goal scorer, Olivia Johnston, will leave the ball to be thrown in by her fellow youngster, Cooling. This is Murray. Now towards Olivia Johnston. Cross comes in first time. Into the midst of Melissa Barbieri. Long throw to Bomford. Well, it's as if Liv Ellis has been given a very clear instruction to keep tabs on Bomford. A danger player going forward for the Greens with the armband. And every time just about that she's gotten the ball, Liv Ellis has been no more than a couple of metres away. Fernandez wins her side a throw. Is Bridie Cooling. And now Laura Pickett is long and wide towards Chiara Lettieri. Lettieri brought in from Belen at the start of the season. She's 19 years of age, so plenty of room for growth as well. And we're seeing some of her qualities in this first half. Certainly not shrinking in the presence of more established names around her, is Lettieri. Of course, nor is Olivia Johnston on the other side. 10 minutes remaining of regulation in this first half. It's been a game overwhelmingly played in the Bentley Greens half of the ground. And Box Hill do have a goal to show for their territorial dominance. But in to the Greens' credit, they've kept the clear-cut chances to a minimum. Murray towards Lettieri. It's the cross inside. Kane Edwards was there. And on the follow-up was Holly Murray. She may well like her time again with that one. You look at the Bentley bench that they could turn to in the second half. The likes of Coco Parker and Gabby Simpson have goal-scoring potential. Just at the moment, these situations in which the Greens are struggled a lot of the time. Barbieri, a little bit unsure as to where she wants to send this goal kick. Goes in the central direction, but Ascadoy is the player who got the first touch. Now Policina, well read by Fogarty. Errington, combination of Murray and Policina wins out. Now Doy sends it towards Lettieri. Cross inside is a good one. Deflected towards Mr. Barbieri's goal. The end result is another Box Hill corner. So Policina to deliver. Goes direct. Finds Pickett. So back out towards Olivia Johnston. Back in the mixer. And the shot from Hudson is always going high and out for a goal kick. To call back, I think I did the Greens a bit of a disservice at the start of the broadcast. They are in 11th position, not 12th, heading into this weekend's fixtures. Currently finding themselves a point ahead of Brunswick Juve, who are propping up the table. Also a point behind Calder United. And then there is that big gap of 7 points up to where Box Hill started this weekend. And as things stand, that gap could be widening even further if Pythagoras are to go on and take all 3 points from this game. Johnston in towards Sakalis. Now Policina. Sakalis is cross inside, hoping for Doy to get onto it. Barbieri cut it out quickly. Manny Cook. This is out to Lettieri. Does make that challenge though to force it out for a throw. Lascadoy letting the ball run to open up the body and get the left-footed shot away. But similarly to what we've seen on a number of occasions in this half from Box Hill, just the player shooting on goal, off balance and getting well under the shot. This final game at Wembley Park for a few weeks for Box Hill. Got some really tough away trips coming up, which will certainly test their new recruits. In fact, it's almost precisely a month from today they will next be playing here at Wembley Park, the 12th of July. And I welcome the Essendon Royals. Which will certainly not be a straightforward proposition. The next 3 weeks involve away games at Preston, at Alamein and at Bentleigh. So if Box Hill do want to wrestle their way back into the finals conversation, they'll need to do it the hard way. Some of the tougher away trips in Victorian football on that list. First they need to take care of nights like tonight, as we see Natasha Stathopoulos just tempting fate somewhat. Johnston's central pass is cut out by Errington. Now Hun. Back to Brown. Then Hun again. And after a few attempts, Lena Errington has some space into which you can send the ball. Sarah Johnson out to the left-hand side. The offside flag. And that the attack comes to an end. That'll no doubt frustrate Nathan Majorana. In fact, apologies, it looks as if the call is for a foul going in the other direction. So the Greens, quick smart, get the play underway again. Hill though rebound effectively. Now Doy. Out to Lettieri. Now Policina. Takes one way then the other. Back out to Lettieri, who managed to stay onside. Back inside. To the former Newcastle Jet and Western Sydney Wanderer. Now Murray is the player who pulls the trigger. Never likely to test Melissa Barbieri from that kind of position. Fogarty. And then Kane Edwards is the player who gets the ball out of the penalty area. Bomford. Again, Novellis is on her as quick as a flash. Winning back the ball for her team. So much space and so many numbers in the position to mop things up at the back for Box Hill. They haven't looked impervious defensively up to this point, Pythagoras. At the moment they're doing enough. I imagine that Bobby Stravkovsky will have been hoping that just the way the game's played out, his team could have more than one goal to their name by the time we get to half-time. Could be the case in the next couple of moments, although the first touch from Chiara Lettieri is too heavy. So we'll head into the final 90 seconds of the half. Stoppage time as well still to be played, although you can't imagine there'll be too much of it. It's the one major stoppage in the form of the goal scored by Olivia Johnston. So is there to be perhaps one more good opportunity either way? Hudson emerging out from the back line to try and contribute to the next attack, although the risk that we're seeing on display right now is there's more space for the Greens to exploit on the counter. Errington didn't see the options ahead of her. Now Bomford. Space in the middle of the park. Guess who? Novellis again is there to close out the counter and go herself from range. shot. I don't think Liv Ellis believed that was ever particularly likely to trouble Melissa Barbieri. We now head into just the 1 minute of the first half stoppage time. Maybe time for one of the teams to create final chance on goal. Fogarty and Brown do well. This is Bomford. It's a bit of a shove from Ellis. And in the end, the referee will pull it back for a foul. So the last chance of the half. Look all the way of the visitors, Bentley. A chance for perhaps a long ball to be sent into the penalty area. Sienna Fogarty standing over it. Fogarty, it's a good ball as well. Plenty of pace. Chance for Errington, gets the shot away. It's always going to be tough from that angle. And Natasha Stathopoulos was well positioned to deny the shot on goal. That is half time here at Wembley Park. 1-0 the score to Box Hill. A fairly early goal from Olivia Johnston is what separates the two teams as we head into the sheds for a bit of a break. Sure to join me again for the second half as we head to the break at Wembley Park, that is. It's Box Hill 1, Bentley Greens 0.
always want to come out. I wouldn't put it there, but if you must.
Welcome back to Wembley Park for the second 45 of this NPL Women's Victoria Round 13 clash. The score at the break, Box Hill 1, Bentley Greens 0. An early goal from Olivia Johnston, separating the two teams. And so the challenge very for Nathan Majorana and his Bentley team. Something in response to this star-studded Box Hill lineup, who dominated much of the territory and possession in the first 40. You'd imagine that they'd be very happy to take a similar pattern of play in the second half. Winning the ball back high up the pitch and apply some early pressure. And the early ball sent into the penalty area. It's awkward to deal with for Maddie Cook. And Rihanna Polacina got the shot away. The chance still alive. And eventually clear. It will be a goal kick. It's a big chance there, both for Rihanna Polacina and Chiara Lettieri. Green's doing just enough to escape unscathed. Perhaps the one thing that Bobby Stravkovsky and Box Hill were missing in that first half was the second and or third goal. Because you felt that they were the only team that were looking particularly likely to score. There was that one big chance for the Greens early in the first half after a heavy touch from Box Hill goalkeeper Natasha Stathopoulos. Since that chance went begging, Greens have really struggled to get out of their own half, let alone creating those opportunities in and around the penalty area. Chance down the left-hand side once more for Box Hill. Sarah Johnston doing nicely and looking to play it out for Olivia Bumford. Touch. Wasn't able to take control though, was the Greens number 10. Player who you'd be quite confident would be involved if the Greens were to get their way or work their way back into this game. Crossfield ball out towards Lettieri. Chiara Lettieri and Maddie Cook resuming their battle from the first half. One that Lettieri was certainly on top of early, but Cook had her moments and was limiting the influence of the winger at times in that first half. This will be Sophia Sakalis to deliver the corner. It's into a nice area. A little bit too much on it, but the chance still alive. Some calls for a penalty for the late contact on Olivia Johnston. And our referee Jackson Landy happy to let play continue, not satisfied that there was enough contact on the goal scorer. This is Sakalis into Holly Murray. Ball through towards Polacina. Jasmine Kane Edwards read it well. Now Sarah Johnston back to Kane Edwards. With the header was Zoe Hudson. Now Murray loses out to Errington. And Helena Errington looks to set away Juan Hun. Still Hun. Hesitates with the cross. Opts to use the support of Fernandez. And there was Murray, who managed to play it out off Bentley winger Izzy Fernandez for a Box Hill throw. But a good early sign for the Greens. Dangerous looking counter-attack. Temperature continues to drop a couple of degrees here in Melbourne's east. Very much into the winter months at present. This is Maeve Brown. Treats to Sienna Fogarty. Fogarty puts it up towards Kildare. Wasn't able to take the ball under a spell though. Nonetheless, this first 4 or 5 minutes have looked a little bit better for Bentley as they look to break their losing run of 8 consecutive games, which they currently find themselves. Doy. Bomford comes away with the ball. This is Sarah Johnston. Back to Brown. Johnston again looks centrally. Some better football from the Greens. Now Cook finds Fernandez, hoping to turn Hudson. Still going is Izzy Fernandez and does win the throw off Lettieri. Here is Rihanna Policina. Her and Sakalis were probably passing the ball between each other more than any other combo on the pitch in that first half. Both recognising just the quality on the ball that the other possesses. Joanne Hunn now to Maddie Cook. Goes long and asks Fernandez to chase. That one, a little bit too much curl on it. So we'll allow Zoe Hudson to go over and take the throw for Box Hill. As mentioned in that first half, Box Hill eyeing up the chance for just a second clean sheet of the campaign. Before that, they'll be hoping to add to their goal tally and giving themselves a bit of a buffer, because Bentley do look more lively in this second half. This is Sarah Johnston. Looks in towards Hahn. It's nicely read by Pickett, but Hahn was tenacious. In the end, the numbers for Box Hill pay dividends. Doy looks crossfield. Yeah, Olivia Johnston was, but her namesake Sarah is there to pinch back the possession for the Greens. Cook goes long and direct. Bomford the target. And Natasha Stastopoulos got there just in time. And that ball almost perfect from Maddie Cook. Just inside the penalty area was where Natasha Stastopoulos was able to collapse onto the ball. That was another really promising sign. And you just sense the tension is raised a little for Box Hill. And the urgency to get a second goal is apparent. Some nice football. Policina over the top towards Doy. Barbieri off her line. Well, we see the first yellow card of the evening. It's now been shown to Sarah Johnston for just tugging back Rihanna Policina as she was bursting into the Bentley half. Sarah Johnston, a vastly experienced operator, and just looking to close down the attack before it really got going. They've done well to get this deep into the game without more cautions to their names, the Greens players. Will allow them to make more of those kinds of challenges in the second half if they feel the need to and the game's getting stretched. This is Olivia Johnston, cross inside. Kane Edwards is there. Ball sent back into the penalty area. Here's Sophia Sakalis. And Sophia Sakalis doubles the Box Hill lead. A lovely finish from the centre of the penalty area. And Box Hill had their reward from what's been a highly impressive performance on the most part. And just when you felt like Bentley were wrestling their way back onto a more level footing, it's Sakalis who strikes again for Box Hill. It's the second goal of the season since returning to Pythagoras. And yet again, Olivia Johnston involved in the build-up. It's been a highly impressive outing in the combination of the young Box Hill players looking to make their name and the more established stars. Created a very enjoyable dynamic. We see Sakalis, who scored that second goal. Now making her way forward. There's a real hammer blow to Bentley. We're showing lots of signs warranting optimism in the first 10 minutes of this second half. We will now see the first substitution of the evening, mate, is Chiara Lettieri. Her night comes to an end, and it will be one of the mid-season recruits, Elwyn Parbury, who's brought onto the park. Parbury, the former Heidelberg player, joined the club a little bit further south in Box Hill. Has spent time in a number of clubs in Victorian football, Preston, Baleine, FE Emerging, South Melbourne as well. Junior Elwyn Parbury, so has got the comprehensive Victorian football education and all these different institutions, and will now look to give herself a more steady environment at Pythagoras. And she's come onto the park at a time when the game is well and truly in the grasp of Box Hill. Chance though for Juan Hun. Hun has Hudson for company, but got away from her opponent and looked towards Fernandez. It was a brilliant chance. The offside flag meant that any shot wouldn't have counted in any instance. Some really lovely defensive work from Elwyn Parbury, tracking back and making use of the fresh legs to support her defence. So it doesn't look as if that second goal has dented the enthusiasm that Bentley have brought to the second period of play. Throw taken short. Johnston again. And the two Johnstons were going head to head. Now this is Polacina, got the shot away, and Fogarty is in the right position to block it and sent it behind for a corner. Corner taken short. Combination of Polacina and Stakar sends in a Box Hill throw. And sends it back to Bridie Cooling. An ambitious attempt from a long way out, and that will roll harmlessly behind for Mr. Barbieri to take a goal kick. This is Murray, hoping to find Polacina. Again, the attempted clearing kick is cut out by Liv Ellis. Now makes the charge forward from the middle of the park. Still going Olivia Ellis. And ended up getting the shot away as well. It was a really determined effort, but Barbieri always favourite from that angle. Now the long crossfield ball finds Bomford. First touch. Not quite there to take the ball under her possession. Does look as if Nathan Maharana is readying a change of his own. Maybe not this break of play, but the next one. Well read by Laura Pickett. Coming out of the defence. Now Parbury up towards Sakalis, who finds Asuka Doi. Cross into the area. He's into a nice part of the box as well, but no one was there in time. Policina now brings the ball back and looks inside. And the corner count would just about be into the double figures by this point, as that break and play will allow Bentley to make that substitution. Izzy Fernandez, the player who will be brought off. And Gabby Simpson will take her place in the Bentley attack. And Simpson's first task is to help defend this corner delivery. This one will be direct from Policina. Finds the head of Pickett in the end. And there was a really good chance, but too far out and off target was the headed attempt. This is Policina. Parbury was making the run out on the right-hand side. See the exuberance of Simpson. Attempting to win the ball back, but Box Hill still in control. Parbury through to Doi. Swing and a miss at the first attempt. And Zoe Hudson will move over to take this throw. Well, Box Hill still have about half an hour to go if they are to keep their second clean sheet of the season, but their good goal scoring run has certainly continued with these 2 goals. Makes it 4 of their last 5 games in which they've found the back of the net multiple times. That really is the effect of their big name recruits, who have scored so many of those goals. Stephen Jackson and Rihanna Policina. It's 4 each now for those 2, and Sakalis now with a couple to her name. And Parbury as well. See, winning the ball back. Doi. Well, the ball, I think, coming off the shin rather than the boot. Play quickly restarted by Bentley. Bumford leaves the throw to be taken by Brown. Now Errington. Goes long cross field. It's a good ball for Kildare. Tasha Stathopoulos gets there in time. It was really smart defending from Bridie Cooling. Just shielding the ball and allowing a goalkeeper to come and snuff out the chance. Simpson back to Brown. Now Kane Edwards. Errington turns. Polisena was coming quick, but Errington worked her way out of trouble. Simpson again. The attempted toe in from Doy. Now Hudson and Doy exchange. Coming away with it is Parbury. Polisena. As Oscar Doy faked the first through ball, does commit the second time. It's too wide for Rihanna Polisena. Mentioned the real tough run coming up for Box Hill, particularly away from home. Indeed, even when they come back home, it'll be to take on the Royals. It's much less intimidating set of fixtures over the next few weeks for Bentley, and a chance to finally put an end to that losing run. Now back at Kingston Heath for 3 of the next 4 league games. They'll welcome FE Emerging before heading out to CB Smith to take on Brunswick Juventus. And then it's home games against Calder and Preston. So taking on both of the other bottom 3 teams, the Greens. As good a chance as they'll get to get the points tally ticking over again. Where things stand, this will be a 9th straight defeat for Bentley. Still a few short of the club's record tally of consecutive losses of 13 under the name, of course, of Bayside United. So they should be well positioned to ensure that they don't, or that things don't get that bad for the team in green over the next few weeks. This is Polisena playing it inside to Holly Murray. A bit of a shove from Helena Errington and too much physicality, says our referee Jackson Landy, and that break and play. And then Box Hill can head to their bench again. And will be the scorer of the opening goal, Olivia Johnston, who will be withdrawn by Bobby Stravkovsky. And it's Zoe Kataforis who will take her place in the last 25 minutes or so of this contest. Polisena uses Doy. Doy with the strike. It was a good effort as well. Just a little bit wide of the post.
Don't call me David from now on, alright? I'm a good guy too.
This is Liv Bumford. In a good position, goes herself, and Simpson was almost able to latch onto it late. They will get another crack at it, Bentley, because play's been called back for a foul committed on Bumford as she was playing that ball. So this, a very good chance and a rare chance from a dead ball situation for Bentley. We know that Liv Bumford can really hit them from this range. may well be the plan. Not a lot of angle for the free kick taker to work with to try and tee up one of her teammates. So we'll see what the approach is for the Green skipper. Olivia Bomford goes herself. That was a good effort too. Tipped over the crossbar by Natasha Stathopoulos. Well rewarded by her teammates in response. And that was as close as Bentley have come to getting themselves back in this game. Bomford reminding us all of what she's capable of. And you'll get another chance, this time from the corner. It's for Fogarty. Hudson got the head though. Shot comes in from Errington. And Bentley have a goal back. It's a brilliant finish from Helena Errington, a long way out and into the far corner. And so just like that, game very much back on. And with around about 20 minutes left to play, there is more than enough time if Bentley are to rescue something from this contest. A great finish from Helena Errington. It's her first goal in Bentley colours. Well, the wait for a second clean sheet goes on for Box Hill. I don't think they'll mind too much if they're able to collect all 3 points, but that looking far from a certainty at this point. That Bentley's 10th goal of the NPLW season. Makes it 3 straight games in which they have found the back of the net. So more positive signs for Bentley, but they need points. And Bomford goes long over the top for Candice Kildare. Too long in the end though, as Natasha Stathopoulos will collect in her penalty area. It's of course a very awkward situation for Box Hill in terms of determining how they want to play out the remainder of this game. You don't want to be sitting back and absorbing too much pressure with so much time left on the clock. Of course, Bentley have shown their threat on the counter in this game. This is Kane Edwards. Pass in, does find Simpson, but Murray takes it off her toes. Doy gets past Kane Edwards. And towards Sakalis, who looks to pick out Rihanna Policina. It was a powerful strike, but well positioned was Melissa Barbieri to shut the chance down. She goes very quickly to the opposite end of the pitch. Doesn't work out on this occasion. Turn from Liv Ellis. Does enough to win her team the throw. As much as it is a losing streak that the Greens are on, they've been getting closer to picking up points over the last month or so. Losing by just the 1 goal in 3 of their last 4 games. That's where the scoreline stands at the moment. Sophia Sakalis looking to change that as she wrestles her way past Brown. Cross in, nobody at the far post. And now Ellis keeping the chance alive. Forces the save from Barbieri. So with 15 minutes of regulation remaining, this game has gone up a degree or two in terms of the intensity. Stepping out of defence was Kataforis, now Pollicina. Pollicina and Sakalis having played such a significant role in this game for the first, or particularly the first half, but really the first hour. Their influence waning ever so slightly. This is Holly Murray. It's a good sliding challenge from Kane Edwards. The chance is still alive though for Ellis. And another desperate lunging defence from Sarah Johnston that time. This is Pollicina. Taken away from her. And in the end, Bentley get the ball away. You might be able to hear in the grandstand the Bentley support getting more and more vocal. They sense their team growing late in this game. Here's the goal scorer, Errington. Kataforis kept her eyes on the ball and wins the free kick for her team. Now Simpson wins it back from Sakalis. There wasn't anyone making the supporting run. Kildare goes from range. Tried her luck. You don't blame her from that situation. They haven't had many clear sights on goal, the Brenton Greens forwards. And really, for the first time, we're seeing Natasha Stathopoulos slowing the tempo right down in this game. Box Hill look to see out the remainder of the contest. 3 points is the most important thing at the end of the day. And it is what would keep Box Hill in the finals race. Pollicina. Back to Sakalis. And Pollicina gets the cross in. Sakalis was there. Errington, vital lunge. Bringing the ball back was Kataforis. Bomford does eventually come away with possession. And now the long ball sent towards Joanne Hunn. Cooley read it well and dealt with it coolly. Did Bridie Cooling. Sakalis again. Has Parbury. And now Elwyn Parbury. The cross in is a good one, and arriving in the box was Aska Doy. Unable to steer her shot on target. It was a golden chance for the third goal for Box Hill. And as a result, Bentley, the door is still ajar for them. Aska Doy scored in the meeting between these two teams last season. Nearly made it 2 from 2 in this fixture. Now Parbury, the overwhelming numbers. Pollicina just to cut into her left. Sienna Fogarty was aware of what Pollicina was likely to do. Cooling, Doy. Sakalis Slides it through to Policina, the deflected shot. Barbieri had to be on her toes. Tips it behind for a corner kick. And you just sense Box Hill reinforcing their attacking efforts over the last few minutes, wanting that third goal, which would surely wrap up the 3 points for them as we head into the final 10 minutes of regulation. Scarlett wins the ball back, having taken the corner initially. Carberry into Policina. Did enough to keep possession. I thought about the shot. Did Hudson. Again, Cataforis, she's made a real positive impact since coming off the bench. Cutting out those counterattacks before they can really get going. Now Joanne Hun. Simpson couldn't keep possession though. Greens looking to be readying another substitution as they make their final push for an equaliser in this game. The ball through had too much on it, and Stephopoulos comes to claim. The urgency, you can hear it in Melissa Barbieri's voice, encouraging her team to push higher and higher up the pitch, try and get some territorial control as they hunt the equalising goal. They've won the ball back. This is Kildare. Crossfield ball is a good one. Just out of reach for Bumford. It will end in a Greens throw. To see if Sienna Leighton Welch ready to be brought on, and that substitution will be made now. Maeve Brown, the player that she will be replacing. Leighton Welch, the signing from Heidelberg for Bentley. Throw taken short. Bumford plays it back towards Johnston. The clearance only as far as Fogarty. And now Errington goes back to Kane Edwards. Haddoy closing her down. Got the ball out to the right-hand side. Cross comes in. Ellis was there. And now Murray. This is better from Bentley again. Finally able to pin their hosts back somewhat. Joanne Hun racing back to support the defensive effort. And Melissa Barbieri wasting no time, looking to push forward again. Long ball over the top, looking for Kildare. Ellis was in good position. And the result is a Bentley corner. It was this situation that Greens got their goal back. Are they able to do it a second time? Bumford with the delivery. Stephopoulos came, although she didn't get a clean take at the first time. That encouraged Hun to swing a boot at it. The goalkeeper did enough. And it's on the receiving end of the free kick as a result. Some concern for Joanne Hun's well-being. That's why we see some medical assistance on the way. Both players, though, back on their feet and hopefully able to continue Juan Han dismisses any need for further support, so we will be able to get back underway with both sets of players still on the park. So 5 minutes remain for Bentley. This is Rihanna Polacina. Now Hudson uses Sakalis. Sends it inside. Fogarty's touch wasn't the most convincing, so Polacina now. Just to slide it in towards Oscar Joy. Barbieri got there before Joy or Murray could. Long ball, Hun the flick on header. It's well read by Pickett. And that was well won back by Leighton Welch. Now Hudson concedes the throw. Continuing to pile on the late pressure are Bentley Greens. It's the Box Hill team who've struggled defensively throughout the season. It's been really the main thing holding them back, at least over the last few weeks. Box Hill. This is Ellis. The long ball is a good one towards Oscar Joy. Gets past Fogarty, does Joy, and held up the play really well. She saw that she had no one ahead of her. Back to Joy. And now Parbury. Pass into the area. It's got too much on it. And now the long ball over the top is a great one for Candice Kildare. The defence scrambling to get back. Brady Cooling did just enough in the end. Not happy with the decision for the corner to be awarded. Sent in by Bomford. There was Pickett though. And again Laura Pickett. Looking to get the ball away as far as she can. That pass from Johnston. Well, she threw her head back. I think she thought it was more wayward than it actually was. The ball into the area from Kildare is right into the gloves of Natasha Stathopoulos. Should mention that whole piece of attacking play started with the long ball from Maddie Cook, and not for the first time tonight. She's been one of the most likely to cut through the Box Hill defence with her long-range passing. Despite that, her team still find themselves trailing. Just a couple of minutes left on the clock. Box Hill edging closer to back-to-back wins. Sakalis. Attempted clearance from Barbieri. He's out for a Box Hill throw. See Cooling very happy to take her time, making her way over to restart play. I'll be very happy for the ball to be in this part of the ground for as long as possible, Pythagoras. Throw right to Cook, who, well, knew what she was going to do as soon as she got it. But the Box Hill numbers create too great of a mountain for Juan Han to climb. Now Simpson. Back to Kane Edwards. Now Errington. It's a lovely first touch to open up the space. Lena Errington out towards Cook on the right-hand side. Into Juan Han. It was well done by the Box Hill defence. They laid the offside trap and Hun fell right into it as well. And so we head into 3 minutes of second half stoppage time. 3 minutes for the Greens to break their losing run. This is Policina. Out towards Parbury. And an important touch to win it back for Bentley. Johnston. Now Leighton Welch. Touch from Kildare. Works out in the end. Now Jern Hun. Taking on Cooling. Gets past her on this occasion. Or at least looks to have done. Does enough to win a corner. And it really is getting to all or nothing territory for Bentley. Barbieri taking a couple of looks over to her bench. And she steps right up to the halfway line. You're wondering whether it's time to head into the penalty area. For now, she resists the temptation. Bomford sends it in. Stathopoulos gets the fist. Arrington was there on the edge of the area. Counter-attacking potential is significant. Ascadoy. Oh, you can see the laboured run from Rihanna Policina attempting to keep the attack going. Here's a Bentley throw. 90 seconds of stoppage time or so left on the clock. Sienna Fogarty out of your picture, just stretching out the calves late in this game. Here is the centre back with the ball at her feet. Heads towards the penalty area. Bomford was the target. Stathopoulos lets it run. And a Box Hill goal kick. And that may be enough for the hosts to record back-to-back wins. And jump up into 7th position on the NPLW ladder. This would be the first time this season that Box Hill have been winners 2 weeks in a row in NPL women's football. Long range shot from Sarah Johnston into the gloves of Tash Stathopoulos. And that may be enough for Bobby Stravkovski's team to pick up all 3 points. All eyes on Jackson Landy in the middle of the park. And the ball won back by Joy to Parbury. And a fairly textbook foul committed by Helena Arrington on Elwyn Parbury, which will surely seal the 3 points for the hosts tonight. And indeed, that is full time at Wembley Park. It's back-to-back wins for the first time in season 2024 for Box Hill. They jump up into 7th spot on the NPLW ladder, at least for tonight. With a big weekend of football still to come for Bentley. There were lots of positives to take from that second half performance. Got themselves a goal. It's a third straight week in which they've found the back of the net. But for now, still just falling short of picking up those points that they've been sorely missing for an extended period. That's all the time that we have from Melbourne's East. Thank you for your company for tonight's game. It's Box Hill who come away with the win on this round 13 contest. Full-time score, Box Hill United 2, Bentley Greens 1.